Hello? This is a video for my boy Lewis to hopefully demonstrate what I mean about the AI. So I'm just going to be playing through my little book ouch thing. And we'll see if they'll do what I'm talking about. Damn it, I'm so bad at this game, man. But what I've been finding is that the enemies seem to kind of cluster around specific points in the perimeter of the levels, and I suppose because now that I've started to work on this level, it's helping to kind of shed a light on maybe some of the ways that the AI can improve. Because before, with the previous little strip of terrain we had, it's probably easier for them just to kind of walk around everywhere, but I like to hope that we have a little bit more kind of structure to our levels. But I think this is where the AI can struggle a bit. So yeah, for example, down there, I placed these dudes like all around this building, but they just love it over there for some reason. So yeah, I don't know. One thing I noticed is that when you jump and attack, the attack doesn't seem to connect. Maybe that was just me having... Oh! Damn. That's... I haven't changed the fall damage to be less punishing yet, so yeah, actually, hold on. If we just quickly do one of those. Bit of a cheat code, but I suppose we don't have any health consumables in the game yet, so this is my way of getting my health back. We can start from there again. I'll try and be quicker and more skillful. Yeah, the full damage right now destroys, but unfortunately it isn't too difficult to change. One, I just realised as well, I told you should speed this video up, so you're probably going to hear me speaking really fast, and I mumble as it is, so good luck with that. But I was thinking maybe if before the player like enters a specific area, maybe we could add like invisible walls to kind of how far the AI can move around, because it might just prevent... Oh god. It might just prevent them from doing the wall glitch without having to completely redo the AI. And it'll probably have the same effect. Especially for more boss type enemies like the Hattatron there. Although he looks like he's doing fine, but I'd have a couple more placed later on in the level, and I have a feeling they're not gonna be as well behaved. So yeah, I won't bother with those guys. I'll just leave them to it. They seem to be having a great time without me. Whoa! But yeah, I've kind of been using the geometry to prevent them from leaving my desired kind of areas of play. But I feel like if it's easy enough to kind of change the nav mesh using the geometry, then I have a feeling that maybe it wouldn't be too difficult to change the nav mesh without changing the geometry. I feel like that might be the solution, actually. I think I don't know how that works for like specific enemies in specific areas. They might cause more problems than good. I'm not, you know, very good at this stuff. But just thinking out loud. I can't wait to get the spin attack and the knockback and maybe a dash and stuff like that. I think it'd be great for dealing with groups of enemies. Because it can feel a little bit like I don't know. It's fun for a little while, like doing the whole run for your life thing. But it would be cool if we gave the player some more ways to get them off their backs. Or maybe I'm just bad at the game. Maybe a mixture of both. But yeah, so here's the second Hattertron area. As you come up here, this area is kind of, you have to fight the enemy, and then the idea is you get to claim the spawn point that's here. It's next to the main area where you have to get the key. And the kind of plan was to have it so that as you walk up here, you're like, oh, what's this? And then right about where that fire is over there, that's where the Hattertron will be kind of stood, and it feels like quite central to the. As soon as you come over this little hill, then you kind of see it. But instead, they're all just kind of in love with this little pole, and it instantly causes problems because not only does it feel less visually kind of like what's a good word? Visually. There's a word for it. Fuck it, I'll think of it in a second probably, as soon as I stop filming. But yeah, the placement just feels, yeah. But also like, it kind of, because they're all here, and then if you walk in, you're instantly in that kind of runaway mode. And again, that might be fixed with abilities like knockback, like crowd control stuff, to an extent. But even still, it just feels a little bit off for them all to be right there. And the only reason they're not going further is because I put this hole in the way and it affected the nav mesh. So yeah, that's kind of. I'll just check on the last little area. But hopefully that shows you what I mean. But I think the AI is really good, but they're just they're just a little bit too artificially intelligent, where sometimes you want characters and enemies in a game to be a little bit more gamified, so you can be a little bit more specific about how the player experiences them. These dudes are pretty well behaved though, since I placed them up here, and I kind of like the aesthetic of enemies kind of being kind of up on this little bit. Yeah, and I gave you a little look at my current state of my blockout. Obviously everything's still super rough, but it's been really good just to have. What's that? Oh, it's the it's taunting me. I am dead. But yeah, it's been really useful to have this because it enables me to kind of test different elements and come back to you. I tend to have a little notebook out when I play this level because I think it's good to kind of write down little things, like for example, the idea was at the end of this level, although maybe you could end up having like a surprise enemy, like, so yeah, the idea was that you come here, you go to the gate because you're told to go to the Morph State. The gate has a thing, like a lock on it, and it's like, you need a key. So then you come over, you see this, and it's like, oh, I can't go up there, maybe what's up there, it's a point of interest up there. Have I set up there enough? And then so you go through here, you kind of wander your way through this kind of little villagey type thing, and then you come up here and you fucking deal with that shit, and then you you fight the most enemies, the most difficult enemies you have in this thing. Obviously I missed out the little save point thing over there. But then presumably, if you're a better player than I, you kill the Hatatron, you get his little key, and then hopefully you remember there was a little stairway down here. So you'd walk down here, but imagine you took a bit too much damage. Like you didn't die, but let's say you took a bit too much damage from the Hatatron, and maybe you ran out of consumables. Then dropping off this little ledge actually does so much damage to you that you might just die. I'm sure you could have like a can of beans that you get to eat just before you drop down. But personally, I feel like just making it so this drop doesn't, because it's not like anything major, Actually, I could just quickly. Yeah, I don't know. I don't need to jump off it. It's not very high, but it could definitely kill you. But that's something that apparently I can change anyway. The main thing was to talk about the AI and how. Okay, yeah. So because I literally just spawned in, they're not too bad right now, but no doubt they will kind of cluster again. I'm rambling. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hopefully taking my feedback on board. And I'll speak to you very soon, my friend.